Well, hello, friends, and welcome back to the shop. Today is Sunday, January 19th, I think. Yeah, I think it is the 19th. It's cold. It's in the 30s here in southeastern Pennsylvania. We're getting snow today. They're saying it's going to be 4 to 5 inches, so I'm all ready for that. Went out this morning and got some gas for the snow thrower, and also went over to Home Depot to pick up some things. We'll talk about that later. The main event today is I'm going to be enjoying a bowl of the tobacco of the month chosen by you, the Friday night live stream viewers. God, I love doing that. And it is Samsun and Delilah from Ken Byron Ventures. This was a gift from my buddy Couch. Thank you, my friend. I've really been enjoying this, and surprisingly so when I tell you what is actually in it. But this is if you don't know Ken Byron Ventures, he's a small boutique blender, puts out some interesting stuff. I've had 3 or 4 of his blends over the past couple of years, and they've always been interesting. They've always been high quality tobacco. Um, None of them have been things where I've said, gee, I'd like to have more of this. This is a little different, and I'm enjoying this. So let me tell you a bit about it. It is a mixture of Samsun, which is an oriental leaf. There's also, according to some of the things I've read, there's some Izmir in here. I'm not good enough at detecting orientals to know one way or the other, but definitely it's got a very oriental forward flavor to it. Well, Virginia and Cavendish. And the Cavendish, from what I've read, is a black burley Cavendish, and it is flavored. I was saying the other night that I'm detecting a light topping. It's very light, but the Cavendish is an aromatic Cavendish, and the aromatic is supposed to be cocoa and vanilla. And this is lending a very interesting quality to it. So let me tell you a bit about the tobacco, and then we'll get into putting it in the pipe and all that. So the pouch note on this is actually really nice. I said when I first opened, I said it reminded me of a Fig Newton. That's changed a bit. It's got a sweet aromatic smell to it that reminds me of old time aromatics, like going into an old tobacconist, back when the first tobacconist I ever walked into. You'd open up a jar that was an aromatic, and this is what you would smell. So this is not like the modern, everything smells like cherry, everything smells like peach, that kind of. This is a very unique aroma, and I think it's a combination of toppings that's been used a lot in sort of historical. I mean, it's almost like a. Nah, I don't want to go there, but yeah, it's an old aromatic scent, but it's not very strong. The leaf itself, I should try to show you. How am I going to show you in this? Will that work? Yeah, no, you can't see anything. Well, we'll do the old pull out and drop thing. So there you can kind of get some view of it. It's got some Virginia in there for sure. Lots of black Cavendish. Some smaller dark leaf. That's probably the Orientals coming through. Orientals, Turkish, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, it smells wonderful. And now, to be honest, that worries me a bit when I'm picking a tobacco, because I'm not an aromatic smoker, and most aromatic toppings are very chemical flavored to me, because I got a weird palate that doesn't detect the flavors but just detects the chemical base. It's a curse. So I'm loading this up into my good old Marksman Jumbo, one of the pipes I restored back in my early days of YouTube. I have another one of these sitting in a box waiting to be restored. I was going to do a comparison video for complicated reasons, but anyway. So we got the Jumbo loaded up, and just drawing through this, it's got a very sweet, aromatic flavor profile. Now, don't be scared away by that, because the truth is, my lighter up, it doesn't last. Maybe a puff or two, you say, hey, I'm smoking an aromatic, and then you're straight tobacco, which some might like and some might not. I shouldn't say straight tobacco. I think it does hang around a little bit in the background to sort of add to the flavor, but it's not like you're smoking an aromatic, in my opinion. All right, let's get her lit up. Yeah, that first puff or two is very definitely cocoa something else. Should have tamped in between there. Larry Blackett sarcophagus tamper. I don't know what he calls it. He's got a longer name for it. King of Thebes. King of the Valley of the Kings. And my Cornell and Deal anniversary lighter. When I first lit this, it strongly reminded me, and I'm not saying it's the same thing, but it reminded me of a Cornell and Deal blend. And I couldn't remember if it was Orion's Arrow or Oriental Silk, but it's Orion's Arrow. I'm now certain of that. Orion's Arrow is a very very Oriental forward blend, and this is in that category. Now, I would not. Like when you're thinking Orientals, you're thinking Balkan. It's not anything like that. This is very much a Virginia balanced with that sour herbal effect of the Oriental leaf. And then a topping, and the Cavendish itself. I mean, the Cavendish is doing a lot to meld those together. Black Cavendish is an interesting leaf all on its own, because it does that melding in the right proportion. But there's just this very, very subtle sweetness that's coming from it. It's not just sweet, it's like cocoa. I can't say vanilla, it's maybe like a cocoa honey flavor, and that might be partly because it's interacting with the other components. But yeah, it's, boy, this is nice. It's not something I want, certainly not an all-day smoke. And I'm almost wanting to say not an everyday smoke, but I would not mind having a bowl of this every day. Probably in the evening. It's a little heavy for an early morning smoke in terms of flavor profile. It's just, there's a lot going on, and that's one of the things I like about it, is that you can pull out all these different components. Now, it's not currently available. I checked his website just before making this video. That's the problem with his blends. They pop up, they disappear. Sometimes they come back, sometimes they don't. But while they can be a bit hit and miss in terms of what I'm looking for in a tobacco, they've always been high quality. So if you're into trying something different once in a while, check out Ken Byron Ventures. I don't think you'll be disappointed. I've not been disappointed. I've been underwhelmed because it's not my kind of tobacco. But I've always thought this is good stuff, just not something I want to smoke. This, on the other hand, is good stuff that I do want to smoke. So, good job, Mr. Byron. Good job, Couch. Thank you. He's such a nice guy. Don't tell him I said that. He'll get mad. He likes to pretend he's a grouchy old curmudgeon, but he's a nice guy. Oh, last night I went to do the dishes after dinner, which is my thing because I do them. And I've become very protective about it. It's got a system. Anyway, got no water pressure. Oh boy. It's been a pipe broke outside or something, you know, main line kind of thing. It wasn't warm enough for like my pipes to freeze. My pipes have never frozen in 20 some years. Got some wood to knock on there. So I say to my wife, hey, there's no water pressure, so probably a water main broke or something. I absentmindedly, and this happens to me all the time, I completely just don't think sometimes. Wanted to wash my hands, so I went into the powder room where there should also be no water pressure, right? Because if there's a main line, but dummy me, I go and I turn the sink on, and I'm washing my hands, and I got plenty of water. So it wasn't. It was actually my sink, my faucet. I don't know exactly what's wrong. I haven't taken it apart yet, but it's well, it sounds a bit simple. The water isn't coming out of the faucet. Instead, it's coming out underneath the sink. But it's not like it's pouring out when I turn the thing on. It's just a spray coming out. So it seems like it's blocked somehow or something, and the fitting is, I don't know. So I decided I'm just going to get a new faucet. This one's, I put it in at least 15 years ago. And it was showing signs of wear in other ways. So I went over to Home Depot this morning, got a new faucet, and picked up a few other things. While I'm down there, the J trap, the P trap, I can't remember, the little, we used to call them U traps, I think. Anyway, that is showing some signs of corrosion. It might just be surface, but I figured out what the heck, while I'm under there, I might as well. And then apparently this has leaked before because the base of the cabinet is all kind of, you know, warpy and bubbling up from. So I got some hardboard to make a replacement base for that. So today my plan was to sit back and sip coffee and watch the snowfall, which I'm still going to sip some coffee. Instead, I'm going to be plumbing. Thus, Curly Howard in the little title card there. I do not like, so in terms of home improvement type home improvement type stuff, I don't mind doing anything except painting and plumbing. I will, if possible, hire somebody else to do that. I don't paint. I mean, I paint this, and you've seen, if you follow me on Instagram, you see me, I'm in a full body Tyvek suit, because if I'm not, I will get paint on everything. But this is the basement. If I drop paint on the floor, I drop paint on the floor. I will not paint anywhere else because I just make it a terrible mess. Plumbing, it tends to involve 700 trips back and forth to the hardware store for me. I never seem to get things right the first time, and it seems like I break more than I fix. But a plumbing we will go. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It's my best Curly Howard impression. I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, so that's what I got to do today. Picked up a couple other things at Home Depot, including paint thinner, and that's an interesting story because I just told you I don't paint. It's got nothing to do with painting. My furnace is going to come on and the audio is going to go bad. Please don't tell me my audio is bad. I know it's bad. I know. I'm sorry. So I have been, this is getting back to the paint thinner, I have been for quite a while making my own honing oil to use with oil stones. It's not a big deal. It's easy to do. It's just something I like. You can buy honing oil. You can use 3-in-1 oil. You can use anything, but I just like doing this, and it's a mineral oil, mineral spirits mixture. Works well for me. Makes me happy. And this is what it looks like. Ignore the fancy science file. I just happen to have a few of these. So, you know, it's just a light oil mixture, and it works really well. You put it on the oil stone, you sharpen away, and you're happy. So the last time I ran out of, almost ran out of mineral spirits, I went to buy more, and they last me forever, so it's not like I have to buy them very often. And guess what? They don't sell mineral spirits anymore. They sell low odor mineral spirits. Okay, how different could it be? This is what happens when you mix low odor mineral spirits with mineral oil. Do you see a difference? And I tried things. I tried adding a little bit of soap to act as a surfactant, and everything else, and you can't get them to mix anymore. They just are not mixable. I don't know what they did to mineral spirits to make them low odor. I don't know why they had to make them low odor, but now it turns out you can also buy paint thinner, which is mineral spirits with a little bit of something added to it. It's got some trimethylbenzene that just sort of helps it be a better stripper, I guess. I don't know, or thinner. I don't know why they add it. I honestly don't know. Um, so I'm hoping, and I can't imagine why it wouldn't. I'm hoping that paint thinner will substitute for mineral spirits, and I'll be able to make honing oil. If not, I will have to go and buy honing oil and pay less than I paid for the paint thinner. So why do I do this? It's fun. If anybody knows why they don't sell regular mineral spirits, why you can only buy them odorless, and what the heck they did to make it odorless, I'd be very interested to know. Um, it used to be a clear liquid. Now it's like a milky. Um, yeah, I don't know. And if you want to buy some odorless mineral spirits, I've got some. I'm not really going to sell it to you. It's probably illegal to sell solvents over YouTube, so forget I said that. This is really nice. Yeah. I do enjoy that sourness that you get off of the Orientals. And I think that's part of what I like about this, because it's got that sweetness from the topping, and it must be a high quality topping because I'm only getting cocoa from it, sweet cocoa. Uh, but that with the sour, it's almost like having a salted caramel or something like that. It's not quite the same because it's sour, not salt, but yeah, it plays together really nice. It's a very deep, hearty blend. So you can't buy it right now, but maybe it'll come back. Samsun and Delilah. Thank you again, Cal. This is fantastic. So next week, I will be here. I'm going to the Midwestern Tool Collectors Association annual show in York, PA. Show, meetup, tool swap, pipe swap. Did I say pipe collectors? I meant Midwestern Tool Collecting Association. Uh, got a few things on my want list. Probably won't buy very much, but if I do, I'll do a show and tell on Sunday. I don't really need anything, but I love old tools. I just love going and looking at them, and they usually have some interesting displays of unusual tools, or a guy collects marking gauges. They don't have like 500 marking gauges showing the history of, or sometimes they get very, very specific, like marking gauge, shop-made marking gauges from this particular region in France, or the Stanley number whatever ruler, how it evolved over the years, things like that. And I don't know why, but I just love that kind of stuff. And I'm not one of these guys that can look at a plane and say, "Oh, that's a Series 4 Stanley," but I can't do that. I can't even roughly give you the time frame that it was made in. But I love them, and I love reading about it and hearing about it, and just, I don't know, something about that history. Although it doesn't stick, it's not, and that's true of all history. I really have never been good at history in terms of recall, but I always have enjoyed learning about it. Science is the opposite. I love reading and learning about science, and it just sticks for some reason. Science and math, I can keep forever. History is ephemeral. History is ephemeral. That's a lot deeper than I meant it to be. I better draw this to a close before I get philosophical on it. So with that, my friends, we'll be back on Friday with another Friday night live stream, 8 p.m. Fridays. I'll be back next Sunday with another one of these things. Quite possibly smoking Samsun and Delilah again, because I like it. Thank you, Mr. Furnace. It's finally turned off. But other than that, I'm off to plumb and plow snow and have one of those days. I hope you all stay warm and safe and have a great Sunday, and you're looking forward to a fantastic week ahead. And until we speak again, I will look forward to talking to you all again very soon. Goodbye now.